Welcome to Buzzed Baffled, the podcast where the wine is flowing, the stories get weird, and we try our best to keep the chaos to a minimum. Try being the keyword.
Before we jump in, a quick behind-the-scenes truth. Producing the show is basically an Olympic sport. Between being the media manager, the sound engineer, the editor, and trying to control her own voice volume, which, let's be honest, Nicole's has the natural power of a small megaphone, things can get a little unpredictable. So if you hear the occasional mic spike, just know it's not your headphones. It's Nicole living her best and loudest life.
Disclaimer: we're not experts, just two curious humans with wine in hand and an enthusiasm for the bizarre. Some topics may be dark, sensitive, or downright strange, so listener discretion is advised. And remember, everything you hear is for entertainment only, so take the story seriously, just not too seriously.
And any opinions shared on this podcast are our own and not reflective of any third party.
Now, pour a glass, settle in, and get ready to be buzzed and baffled.
It was you had episode 40 jitters.
That
must
was
have
what
been
it
what it was, yeah.
Yeah, episode 40, I was so excited about us reaching a milestone that I forgot to do the
Turn on our microphones.
turn on the microphone. I mean, it was my story, so you could hear me just fine.
I know. That's why I was like, well, I mean,
there's nothing I could do about it
it's
now
too
anyway.
late now. And also, I was a little echoey in the back, but what are you going to do?
I also want you to know that it didn't occur to me when I was doing the post audio that was the problem. I was 100% blaming you because you weren't close enough to the microphone.
No, I learned like 20 episodes ago that I need to have this thing like right to my lips.
She's like kissing it.
Yeah, I am. Like sometimes I worry like I sound like a horse, like my lips are rubbing against the microphone.
Like Mr. Ed?
Yeah. But it definitely wasn't me. It was your Mac mic that was picking up our sound.
I mean, for a Mac mic, it got me just fine. Is that a knife?
No, it's a wine opener.
Oh, it's like for a second it looked like she's holding a pocket knife.
It does kind of look like a
and she was
like a switchblade.
She was staring at me. I was like, "Oh no, is this
I'm gonna
how
get this started so then when we're ready to open it, because I know you have troubles.
Yeah, I'm not good at it.
The reason I chose this wine, well, so my stories neither have specific like any type of themed wine that was available. And this morning I was thinking, what am I going to pick for wine? And yesterday, the world lost someone very special.
Catherine O'Hara.
Catherine O'Hara died yesterday, which is a huge bummer. She was definitely a part of movies in my childhood. Some of my favorite movies, Beetlejuice, Home Alone.
I still have to watch that What About the Dog shows.
Yeah, Best in Show. I watch as an adult and it's hilarious. And then, of course, we have the incomparable Moira Rose, who
one of my favorite characters of all time.
I really believe is probably in like the top 5 comedic characters of all time.
Mm-hmm. I'm sad this means we can't have the movie because I know they've been kicking around a movie for a while.
Mm-hmm. So one of the things she does in Schitt's Creek, if you may recall, is she does an ad for fruit wine.
I remember that.
For Herb Ertlinger's Fruit Winery.
Where they just start blending the glasses together.
And we just happen to have on hand, courtesy my cousin Leslie, who brought this up over the summer.
Oh, no.
Westview Orchards Winery Peach Queen Peach Wine. So I thought, what a better way to honor the late, great Catherine O'Hara than with some, sorry, Leslie, but it's probably going to be terrible, fruit wine.
I feel like she's hiding her revenge for the St. Julian wines behind this memoriam.
And like we've had this since she brought us. She made us those mugs. That was like the whole fan package that we got from her.
We have to send her some of the stickers we made.
Yeah, we'll send her some stickers. So I'm gonna give this to you to read.
Oh no! Westview Orchard, Peach Queen Peach Wine, and it has. So I'm assuming like maybe the grandmother's
probably
picture on it. She's standing in front of a little backyard barn. It says it's 9% alcohol.
Yeah, it's not even like I've had beer stronger than that.
Where's this from?
It's from Michigan. I know that for sure.
Smith's Creek, Michigan, ironically
Oh,
enough.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. It was meant to be.
Yep. How to preserve and use a 1850s dairy barn on their 6th generation farm. How to fully utilize the fruits they grow. That's how it all began for sisters Katerina and Abby. After 10 years of dreaming and planning, Westview Orchards Winery is now a reality, and the literal fruits of their labor are bottled for your enjoyment. The fruit is in the bottle, and the barn loft is now the new wine tasting room. Not the barn, just barn renovated and dream fulfilled.
Okay.
It's like I wrote it.
Uh-huh.
So raise a glass and enjoy with a good food and good friends. And if you wanted, you could scan and see the orchards.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't even realize it was from Smith's Creek. That's hilarious.
I'm going to use this teeny tiny glass
That's
that I
fair.
brought.
This one's for you, Moira Rose.
I'm going to fill this up for you.
Don't fill it up. She's staring me in the eye. She's just pouring more and more and more fruit wine.
A good hefty pour.
Yeah, so it's not Herb Ertlinger's wine, but I think it's as close as we could get.
Ertlinger.
Herb.
You're not even going to smell it?
I smelled it.
It kind of smells like
I mean,
apple juice.
It's not great, but it's not as bad as St. Julian. It's really peachy. It's really a fruit wine.
Oh.
Ooh.
Like,
it feels stronger than 9% alcohol. Ooh.
Like the peach hits you first,
Uh-huh.
and then the fumes go up the back of your throat.
Out through your nose.
I could feel like my nostril hair is like singeing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to how would I describe this?
So have you ever had like
if Listerine made a peach flavored, it would be this.
Yeah, it's kind of like those flavored moonshines that have become kind of popular. There's like apple and whatever, like apple pie, and if
I bet you if we let this sit a little bit, it could put some hair on our chest.
Mm-hmm. But that one, that's for Catherine O'Hara. So, and Herbertler's fruit wine.
If we do one for Parker Posey, can we just take a bunch of Xanax?
Okay. I mean, I don't want to tempt fate like Parker, stay with us.
I'm just not meant to live a difficult life.
All right. Oh, there's another thing we have to talk about before we get started, and that is our community supporter, Beviamo.
Beviamo.
We went to, when we go there occasionally, they've been open for a couple months now, I think since late September, maybe.
Yeah, late September, and it's a friend that I've worked with in the past, Mark and his wife.
Mm-hmm. And they've opened a wine bar in downtown Houghton, which is really a treat for us because we don't have anything that's even close to being like that.
And so it's very much the kind where you take your card and you can taste all of the wines, and they have delicious flatbread pizzas.
Yeah, they have good little snacky bites.
And the charcuterie board to die for.
Yeah, so if you're here to find, if you're here stalking the Buzzed and Baffled gals, make sure you put a stop in at Beviamo.
I mean, you might see us there if you go to good old Beviamo.
There's a good chance we'll be there. So
maybe if I can't find the wine for next episode, we just go there and do it.
Okay.
Because I'm on the hunt for it. But if I can't have it, I might just get petulant and say, well, if I can't have what I want, I'm not doing it that way at all.
Yeah. There's a good chance that's going to happen.
She would be so excited if we did that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're big supporters of the pod. We love them. They love us.
Yep. She put our first sticker up so people could scan where people could find us.
Yep. So support them. They're awesome.
Go to Beviamo, Houghton, Michigan.
I have something in my teeth. Hold on. It's steak. I made steak for dinner.
Okay. The story's about children, so I was expecting children, but we had steak instead.
I couldn't find a child at such short notice. I need like 3 weeks lead up for that at least.
Well, Well, you have to go find that creepy doll that was in the back of your car first. You
Oh,
can lure him
that
in.
doll's just in this closet right here
Oh
in the
God,
room we're
that
sitting
doll
in.
is horrifying. When Nicole was sitting in the trunk, and
Who's
she found
apparently
it.
afraid of dolls. For a little backstory, when I was doing medical examiner work, I had a baby doll in my car in the event of an infant death because you want to ask parents, where did what was the last position you saw them in? What position did you find them in? And to have that doll to actually place them.
Because you don't hand them the Krispy Kreme kit.
No, and a lot of 99% of the time, the child would have been brought to the hospital anyways.
Because they're trying to do life-saving measures on it.
Yeah, so that's why I had a doll in my car.
It's because you love crotch goblins.
Yeah, I just kept a doll to lure children into my car. One of my favorite things.
Instead, you got Nicole. Nicole number 2.
Nicole 2. Okay, moving on. I have entitled, ChatGPT has entitled this, No OSHA, No Parents, No Notes.
It's got to be better than your last one. That's all I got to say.
We begin our story in London-ish. This is more general. There are some specific places mentioned, but this is most of this history is in Great Britain.
So it's like background
England.
Lore for the second part of the story.
Kind of. Not really. They're not related other than there's children involved in both of them.
Okay.
But chimney sweeping is a trade dating back centuries. In 1528, the Tudor monarchs created a law requiring chimneys to be swept 4 times per year in order to prevent fires caused by the highly flammable soot buildup.
I mean, that's smart.
Yeah.
That's at least one thing Henry VIII did right.
That's forward thinking.
Also, did he hate children? He's just hoping they'd get stuck.
He couldn't have any of his own, so he wanted
all
the boys.
If I can't have children, nobody can.
Mm-hmm. If a house had a chimney fire, the owner would be fined. During the Industrial Revolution, the urban population in Great Britain exploded, and as more houses were built, the need for chimney sweeps increased. Buildings were being constructed taller than ever before, and buildings with multiple fireplaces often had chimneys grouped together at the top. And I have kind of an example for this.
So all the flues were together.
Yeah, so they're separate, but you can see how they kind of converge at the top of a building.
Oh.
And this is more of an illustration than an actual.
So is that bottom part where a main furnace is, or is that the main fireplace?
That would be main fireplaces. So it's just
the bedrooms are up.
Yeah, so it's just showing you how a building with multiple fireplaces might be laid out.
So if you look on buzzedbaffled.net, you'll be able to see that each one has its own chimney stack.
Yes.
But they're right next to each other. So if there's a fire, it's going to spread.
Yeah, and this is like I said, an illustration, and I'll talk about it a little bit later, but to get the idea of how things may be constructed. This required that chimneys be built with multiple right angles and vertical sections. So you can see on there, as the location of the chimney changes in the house, you have to get it upwards.
It makes a hard right at some point. I'm well, that doesn't seem great.
Buckingham Palace had one chimney with 15 different angles and narrowed to a 9 by 9 inch opening at the top.
So you're shoving a baby down that.
Yeah.
Who fits in there?
Because of the small spaces and multiple turns, a standard, and for the most part, a standard chimney was 9 by 13. So the Buckingham Palace one was a little bit, but standard, still that's slightly larger than this piece of paper.
Although, question, did the person who made this, was it the same one as the engineer from the dam? Because it sounds maybe they were
William Mulholland was chased out of.
They were a self-taught civil engineer who he went to designing chimneys.
Mm-hmm. With the standard chimney being 9 by 13, and it a cake pan is 9 by 13.
Okay.
What that you make bake a cake in. Adults typically could not fit, so children as young as 4 years old were employed as apprentices by master sweeps.
It's a good earning for a little crotch goblin. Get up there.
It's not.
Do they get stuck sometimes? Do you just leave them there and let them smoke out, or what do you do?
No, but I will talk about that. The master sweep would typically be paid by the local parish, which was their small, like a county level government or municipality.
Oh,
So it's related to the church,
I was
but
gonna say I always thought it was a
yeah.
church.
So you have like a vicar or someone who's in charge of the church, but that person is also kind of de facto your mayor-ish. That's kind of how
Okay.
it worked. The
Okay.
church kind of defined the boundaries and was the municipality.
Well, I mean, church back then was kind of the center
Yeah.
of community
hmm
and probably one of the few people who might be able to read and write.
hmm
So,
Um, so they were paid by the local church parish to teach orphan children or poor children his craft.
oh no, they
Uh-huh.
were.
Yeah. Those children with poor parents, children that had parents, were essentially indentured servants.
Okay.
Their parents had to sign an indenture contract binding the child to the master sweep until they reached adulthood.
How many of them reached adulthood?
And I don't know. This was required by law.
Was this like a Hunger Games thing where they just went through collecting children like a
Yeah.
little goblin?
The Poor Relief Act of 1601 forced impoverished children to be placed into apprenticeships so as to reduce the financial burden on parish funds as much as possible.
So no handouts, kids.
No.
Earn your keep.
No, so the parish is saying, the
Am I-
country is saying, children, you have to work.
Was I a vicar in a past
Yeah, I'm
life?
sure you were. You were the author of the Poor Relief Act of 1601.
If you look, it's like Nicole Eubinger, but it's like
NU all over it.
it's like spelled wrong
Yeah.
everywhere, but it says NU everywhere.
Some parents straight up sold their children to the master sweep.
Well, they had so many.
The master was required to pass along his knowledge of the trade, provide a change of clothes to the child, feed and house him.
Just one change?
One change. So he had his one set and one set.
So I'm assuming this is the set you wear in the chimney
Mm-hmm.
and the set you wear to church.
Mm-hmm. Provide for one bath a week, which rarely happened. Allow the child to attend church and ensure the child was not sent into any chimneys that were on fire.
Well, I mean, at least they have that little bit of a safety net. Is it that the chimney is not on fire, or is that there's no active
There's
fire
no
in
active fire in the
the
fireplace.
fireplace? Okay.
Or in any of the other
Okay.
fireplaces in the house.
So that was the level of safety measures we're worried about.
Yeah. Stay out of fire.
I mean, I feel like that's more safety measures than I get at work.
Yeah. You need a master sweep to take care of you.
Yeah. Someone to have my back, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Drink your wine, Kyla. They're
I
looking
know.
at you.
I have to tell this story.
It's waiting.
I know. I gotta do it for Moira.
You got a big glass.
It was widely accepted that age 6 was a good time to start a boy's chimney sweep training. From there, he would serve a 7-year apprenticeship, after which he would become a journeyman sweep and be able to work for a master sweep of his choosing.
But little boys grow pretty fast. So at a certain point, they're not going to fit. So do they like malnourish these kids to prevent them from growing? Because that's what I would do.
You I know you're using your laser eyes to see through my paper, and because you're the devil, you can read the text backwards. It doesn't matter.
I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, if I had a bunch of little orphan crotch goblins and I was going to force them into chimneys, what would I do to keep them the size I need?
Mm-hmm. A new sweep, a young child, a young tender child, would scrape his knees and elbows on the rough interior of the chimney. To encourage callousing of the skin, the master sweep would stand the child next to a fire, dip a stiff brush into some type of brine, and rub it across the skin of the knees and elbows.
Before or after they were scraped?
All the time. So he's trying to encourage calluses.
Okay. I was like, I'm hoping that it wasn't like raw and he's just like brining.
Oh,
off.
yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Don't like that.
Yeah.
Even I have limits, guys.
And I don't know what kind of brine it was. It could have been urine for all I know. That seems like it might have.
The same stuff they use for tanning.
Mm-hmm. The master sweep and his band of climbing boys, which is what they were called,
Mhm.
would make their way through neighborhoods, announcing their presence and reminding homeowners of the dangers of unswept chimneys. Once in the house, the master sweep would hang a cloth over the fireplace entrance. The child would put the cap over his face and enter the chimney. So he's kind of got like,
Now I'm picturing like a KKK cap, and he's like climbing up this chimney after a bunch of rogue gypsies just came in.
it's like a newsboy cap kind of a thing.
That kid does not look happy with whatever is happening.
No, and that's actually a photo from Italy. But it's the same kind of a thing. It's a master sweep and a
Yeah.
unhappy child.
Well, I mean, he's been stolen from his parents, but I mean, at least he gets a meal and one bath a week, allegedly.
Allegedly. The child enters the chimney, and there's no ladder inside a chimney. So he has to inchworm his way, wedging himself up inside.
He's scaling, essentially like a rock climber.
Yep, using his legs to shimmy upwards with a brush,
'Cause-
knocking the soot up, knocking his brush up on the soot as he goes.
I'm assuming like the bricks aren't going to be necessarily fully even, and he's
No.
using that surface as a precipice to like inch up.
Once he reached the top, he would pretty much let go and slide down, pulling any remaining soot into the fireplace with him.
I mean, I guess that's better than making him climb down off the roof. But also, how dirty does the inside of the house get?
Well, that's why the sweep puts the blanket in there.
Oh, because I'm just thinking like my entire living room is white.
Mhm.
I'd be real mad if soot just like poof everywhere.
The child then had to bag up the soot and remove it from the home using a burlap sack, which also served as his blanket for sleeping.
Jesus Christ. Okay, no, you could have two blankets. Because you need like a wool blanket. You're in London where it's cold. A sooty wool blanket.
Yep. If a boy wasn't working fast enough, what do you think the master sweep would do? Which is like very much against the sweep's code of what he was not supposed to do.
I'm assuming tug on the rope and like make the kid fall.
Oh no, he'd light a small fire in the fireplace and force him to speed up.
That is so much worse than what I would do. Brilliant.
One problem with this, though, was that the child could be asphyxiated because the fire's burning up the oxygen in the flue.
Yeah, and it could cook him.
So what they did was send a second child up behind the first to poke pins into his feet and buttocks to make him scooch up faster.
Bet you that kid got beat up a lot at night.
Because of the narrow spaces, sweeps were often encouraged to go up naked to avoid taking up any extra space with their clothes.
I mean, it keeps the clothes clean.
It was very easy for them to become wedged during their crawl upwards, with their knees getting stuck up by their chins. So if you slipped a little bit,
Yeah.
and I think in
and like you fell down.
I think in that photo, that cross section,
Yeah.
really what this is an illustration of all the ways a sweep could die. But it also shows how the
Yeah.
layout was. And
Well,
somewhere
this-
in there's one where a child's
this is about
shown as
also
being
like a
wedged.
mechanical, so it looks like maybe it's a non-child sweeping
Yeah. So
mechanism.
that first one on all the way on the left, you can see like there's a child stuck in a right angle corner that he can't fit in.
yeah, right here.
Yeah. So that's a
And
child
this
who
is
got
a mechanical
Mhm.
one. Oh, and there's another kid stuck
yeah. There's
right
a whole bunch
there.
of kids stuck in there too.
Oh, and there's another one.
Yeah, and there's one on the very first one on the left who's in that first right angle.
Oh, yep. How'd you get them out? You just grab their ankles and pull?
If soot fell down on them, oh, hold on, let me go. Oh, stuck by their chins. Okay, so their knees are stuck by their chins.
That's what's happening with this kid
Mhm.
right here.
The master would send up another child to push out the first one, and if that didn't work, they'd run a rope down and hope the child was able to grab the rope and kind
They
of
pull him out
pull
from the top.
himself up to get his legs unstuck. If the soot fell down on him while he was stuck, it was very easy to be suffocated. If the child died, brick had to be removed from the outside of the chimney to retrieve his body. That was the only way to get him out.
Yeah.
Eventually, due to the dangerous nature of the job, societies were created to promote use of mechanical brushes and to
So
let
basically-
the general public know of what the job entailed.
How many kids had to die before this happened?
I have no idea, but this is really the like the pinnacle of laws are written in blood.
Mm-hmm. And as someone who's not a huge fan of kids, I also don't want them asphyxiating on soot in a chimney.
Yeah.
Like, even, like, the blurst kid doesn't
And
deserve that.
if that kid got stuck, didn't die, but had to be pulled out, that kid was getting, like, beat because
No, he got
someone
a he
the
he got a
master
whooping.
sweep had to pay to have, like, the brick removed from the outside. Oh, I'm sure it was terrible. The
Like
kid probably would have rather just died inside
like, you
the
better
chimney.
be dead if I have to have the bricks pulled out.
One of these societies released a pamphlet that said, quote, and this is a long one, after passing through the chimney and descending to the second angle of the fireplace, and this is just kind of a narrative of a scenario that might
Yeah.
happen. The boy finds it completely filled with soot, which he has dislodged from the sides of the upright part. He endeavors to get through and succeeds in doing so after much struggling as far as his shoulders, but finding that the soot is compressed hard all around him by his exertions that he can recede no farther. He then endeavors to move forward, but his attempts in this respect are quite abortive. For the covering of the horizontal part of the flue being stone, the sharp angle of which bears hard on his shoulders, and the back part of his head prevents him from moving in the least either one way or the other. His face, already covered with a climbing cap, and being pressed hard in the soot beneath him, stops his breath. In this dreadful condition, he strives violently to extricate himself, but his strength fails him. He cries and groans, and in a few minutes he is suffocated. An alarm is given, a bricklayer is sent for, an aperture is perforated in the flue, and the boy is extracted but found lifeless. End quote.
So I'm picturing, like, if you've ever seen the videos where people go, like, in underground caves
Mm-hmm.
and they're just, like, shimmying their
Mhm.
shoulders to get through these tight spaces, where I'm just like, absolutely
Mhm.
not. That's what I picture it being like.
Yep.
And it's pitch black in there.
Yeah, and he has a cap over his face.
And, like, no light. Doesn't have a flashlight to
Nope.
see where he's going.
In addition to the immediate dangers of the job, the sweeps often had stunted growth. Go ahead.
Why didn't they make it so it was illegal to have all these fucking right angles in a chimney because people can't clean them?
I don't know. That was very hindsight.
If I ever make a chimney, though, it's gonna be just like all sharp, hard right angles
It's
everywhere.
gonna be like
It's gonna be like like a Greek motif going all the way up.
they often had stunted growth and deformities in their spine and limbs from being stuck in one position for long periods. Soot was constantly falling in their eyes, even though they had caps over their faces, causing sores and sometimes blindness due to the constant rubbing and itching.
Well, because it's like burlap. It's not something
Mhm.
that's actually keeping the soot out.
Soot is also a carcinogen,
They all had cancer.
and cancer of the scrotum, referred to as chimney sweep's carcinoma, was common, but wouldn't appear until the sweep was in his late teens or early 20s.
Why the scrotum?
I don't know.
I would think it'd be like in the nose or
Mhm.
something.
It was the first industrial related cancer to be discovered and affected only chimney sweeps.
Because is this like wood soot?
Yeah.
Or is this like
Oh no, it's coal
coal? It's
soot.
coal
Yeah, it's coal
soot.
soot.
Okay, so I was like, okay, because like there's probably a difference
Yeah,
in
because wood leaves
toxicity.
creosote. Coal leaves the fine soot particles.
Well, I'm sure back in the 1600s it was fire soot. But when we get to the Industrial
Mhm.
Revolution, it's coal.
Mhm. By 1788, a law was passed to limit the maximum number of apprentices to 6 per master sweep and a minimum age of 8 for chimney sweeps, but it was rarely enforced.
Yeah, who's like going around and checking? It's not like
Mhm.
there's birth certificates.
And the more apprentices a master has, the more money he gets from the parish.
Well, and if I've stunted all your growth, how do you know how old someone is? Because
Mhm.
you're only getting like bread and gruel one time a
Mhm.
day.
In 1803, the London Society for Superseding the Necessity for Employing Climbing Boys.
Also, this was like a bunch of rich white
Yeah,
women
it sure was.
who had like debutante balls
Yeah.
or what. I know you haven't seen this episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but Rube is gonna know what I'm talking about. When Dorit had like the toothless, not hopeless, or something, where she was
What?
working to get like dental care for homeless people.
Oh, and she called it toothless, not hopeless?
Yes, or so, it was something around.
Oh, that's terrible.
I don't know where my phone is. Here it is. I'm gonna find out. Hold
Okay,
on.
while you're looking that up, I'm going to again read this ridiculously long society name because it's too long. The London Society for Superseding the Necessity for Employing Climbing Boys.
Homeless, not toothless.
Ugh. That's not any better.
Or if you're Kathy Hilton, toothless, not homeless.
Okay, so that's where it came from.
But like very much, she had like a whole benefit dinner for
Toothless,
this.
toothless, not homeless. Nope, you got her wrong there, Kath.
But like Dorit, and she was so serious about
Oh
this.
my gosh. Bless her heart.
But Rube, you let me know if you've seen this because it's a classic.
This society held a contest to develop a mechanical brush, which was a success. And you can see that in the far right one
This
there.
is the one where,
Mhm.
and it looks like you attach it to the top of the chimney, and I'm guessing it spins as it goes
Yep.
down. Which, why didn't they just do this earlier? That seems pretty smart.
I don't know. But it wasn't until 1834 when regulations were imposed on the industry. So they weren't required to, until 1834. Remember, we're going back to the Tudor times here.
Yeah.
Hundreds of years of these kids doing this.
Didn't they have like boiler heat by that time where they didn't need to have like coal fireplaces?
I know. And it was, of course, the master sweeps who opposed use of this mechanical device
Yeah.
because it essentially put them off their gravy train.
Well, I mean, they could be the ones running the machine and still get paid. You could do like 3 or 4 chimneys at the same time if you had the machine.
The Chimney Sweepers Act required that an apprentice must declare in front of a judge that he wanted to be a sweep.
I'm going to sprain my eyes. I'm rolling them so hard.
And raise the minimum age to 14.
That's like saying, no, judge, I definitely don't want to press charges against my husband because I definitely don't want him to beat my ass when we go
because
home.
he's standing right next to me and like pinching like the back of my neck as I'm here in front of you. It also prohibited apprentices from climbing inside flues to extinguish existing fires.
Well, they shouldn't have been doing that to begin with.
Naturally, the master sweeps opposed it.
Are there bigger monsters than I am?
They might be.
That's hard to believe, but here we are.
By 1840, a new law was passed that required chimney sweeps to be at least 21 years old, but it was largely ignored. It wasn't until 1875 that legislation criminalized breaking of chimney sweep laws, allowing police enforcement.
When I'm at work on Monday, I'm going to have to tell my coworker, Laura, that I found something that I am against bad things happening to children, and I don't think they should be allowed to use as chimney sweeps. And so I'm finally pro-child about something.
Yeah.
She's going to be so proud of me.
Yeah, everyone's going to be like, oh, she did it.
Like, she's so close.
Yeah. You're like 150 years late, but oh, you tried.
Like, she's going to get here pretty soon. Like, she's going to be with the rest of us as far as, like, children's rights. No, I'm not.
That's the bad part of today's pod episode.
Okay, that's not nearly as bad as the Mormon people who had no parenting skills.
I mean, we're still on the not awesome parents theme here, but
and there's not been a single wood chipper in this episode.
Not yet. I'm just kidding. This is the second part, which is unrelated to the first, other than it involves children.
But no chimney sweeps. Boo! More chimney.
What
sweeps.
a horrible life! Like, ugh.
I imagine most of them just died.
Yeah, they got ball cancer and died.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just like, why that? Like, I have so many questions.
Yeah, and I didn't.
Is it because of lack of baths and it just sat there?
I don't know. I'm guessing it's whatever the carcinogenic, the carcinogen is,
in the coal dust.
In the coal dust is specifically targets because sperm cells are super quickly overturning in the testicles. So I'm thinking it's something with that and the rapid cell.
Well, and I'm guessing
growth
like
and
from a
overturning.
biology standpoint, and I don't know why I picture this, but I do picture the skin being thinner around the scrotum than other areas of the body.
That's exactly right. And if you're not bathing,
Yeah.
ever, and you're sleeping literally in your burlap soot sack.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad, but
Our childhood wasn't as terrible as we pretend it was.
no. I think Lisa gets a point for the Thriller song because she didn't make you sleep in a sooty burlap sack.
Not that I've told you yet. Just wait. Like, I have all kinds of stories.
We are fast forwarding not too far to about 1899. So we're 20 years ahead or so.
You should wet your whistle with some wine.
I took a drink of it. It's just not good.
No. I think you should wet your whistle with some wine. For Moira.
I know.
It's so bad.
Mm-hmm.
After the pail, it's like drinking medicine.
Uh-huh.
It's like cough syrup.
I don't think 9% is an accurate.
I think it's been sitting a little bit percolating.
You know what I think I need to do is go get my I don't remember what it's called, my hygrometer or whatever.
I'm
for
called a
brewing.
barometer, but I know that's
It
wrong.
has a scale on it that measures the alcohol content, well, the sugar content in a drink, and you do a little math and you get the alcohol content. I use it for when I make beer. I think there might be like
We might
a
be at like
digit missing off of
Yeah,
either
like,
in
I
front or probably after the 9 on here.
It's like we're drinking Everclear and we
Yeah.
don't know it.
This old granny's peach Everclear.
But I'm Gen X, so this is why I'm like, oh, whatever. It's fine.
I'm not in a forest right now, so it just seems a little weird. I'm not drinking it out of like
A bearskin
tote.
a bearskin flask that I've been carrying with me for a week.
It's not mixed with like Sunny D and a bunch of other stuff.
It's not in a trash can.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a ladle that I have like pine needles in my mouth because it's under a tree in an open container.
Yep, and I'm definitely not like running from the police with a solo cup in my hand. Not spilling a drop.
So we fast forwarded a couple years and we're coming back across the United States, Oklahoma specifically, and I put that dot on there. It's the one that's more towards the center of Oklahoma.
Okay, so our second story, I would not think we
Yeah.
have any stories. We're
With the one
missing
in-
a bunch.
Tulsa, which was I think that's the John Chow,
Oh,
because that's where Bob
maybe.
Jones University
Yeah.
was or wherever he went.
Isn't that where Amanda from The Real Housewives went to Bob Jones
She
University?
probably did.
I think we need to. This is off topic,
No, we never go off topic.
but there's a bunch of states here with no flags.
I know, we got to do some.
I think we need to like start doing searches by state for like the worst story in the state.
Yeah, we have a shitload in New England.
I do have a story where I probably could hit maybe 10 of each 10 states,
Ooh.
but it would be the same number for each of them.
Mhm.
But the same story occurs in many states.
Yeah, we don't have any in Arizona, Montana. So Montana's surprising to me.
Well, so I have been given an edict by Lisa
Mm,
that we need to pick when we're going
okay.
to Mesa because she's very stressed that we're going to plan our spring and fall trips, not taking going to Mesa into consideration.
Like we can go to Mesa for a long weekend. It has nothing to do with spring and fall travel.
But she's very stressed about this.
Settle down, Lisa. We'll come see you in Mesa.
I told her we'll go in May,
Mm-hmm.
and if we decide we want to go to Sedona, to the Red Rocks up
Mhm.
there, we would just maybe go instead of 4 days. We could take like a 5 or 6 day
Yeah.
trip.
We could go over like Memorial Day weekend or something. Yeah, we do. Have
I
some
told her
states
not
with-
Memorial Day because I want to do fun things not in Arizona.
Okay, well,
Because it's also going to be 100 degrees there on Memorial Day.
mhm, I know.
I don't want to do that. I was thinking early May.
Okay, we'll go for my birthday. Oh, it'll be the second birthday I've spent in Arizona.
It'll be funner than when you were there before.
All right, Oklahoma.
Is the place to be?
No, I don't think that's the song.
I was so sure.
Are you trying to sing the Oklahoma song from the musical?
I don't know, maybe.
It's the place to be. It's definitely not. I know what you're trying to say. It is definitely not Oklahoma.
Okay, I have to look it up.
Da-da-da-da-ba-be-be.
Oklahoma.
Did you spell it OAK?
Shut up.
Oklahoma.
Hold on, there's an ad.
Oklahoma. OAK. I did that once before on accident too, so I won't even put that in your book.
Oh my God.
We're gonna get like copyright lawsuits against us.
I think Rogers and Hammerstein were dead. Plenty of room to swing a rope? Oh no. That wasn't even close.
I'm trying to think what the heck you were singing is the place to be because I don't, and it's like,
this is like my Winnie the Pooh thing.
we'll get there. I know what you're like. It's not Oklahoma, but I know there's a song that's like something is the place to be.
We need Leah here to tell us.
Mhm. We'll find it. We'll post an addendum on buzzedbaffled.net.
I will post something on the website to be like a video of it. But this is like my Winnie the Pooh. A sack.
At least this
puppies.
one wasn't about a sack stuffed with puppies. Instead of chubby little tubbly all stuffed with fluff. Nicole thinks Winnie the Pooh is a sack stuffed with puppies.
My childhood was different than yours, Kyla.
Apparently. Yikes.
Oh. Every time we do one of these things, though, I keep thinking of the Italian comedian and his really tall, very autistic gay friend.
Oh, the Nick and the whoever.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God.
All right, I'm going to Oklahoma, which
is the place to be.
For these kids is not the place to be.
Okay. Sorry, we got sidetracked.
Yeah, Nicole got sidetracked and then she said something dumb and then we had to go down a rabbit hole. All right.
Okay.
I'm going to take one more sip of this wine.
Wet your palate.
Louis Budd Abernathy was born in 1899 and his brother Temple Temp Abernathy was born in 1904.
I like that name, Abernathy.
Mm-hmm. Their father, Jack, his nickname was Catch 'em Alive Abernathy, was a cowboy and a U.S. Marshal.
Is that because you have ropes to swing, apparently?
Maybe. The family lived on a ranch in Oklahoma. The place to be. Oklahoma, the place to be.
It's going in the book, isn't it?
I don't know, maybe. Their mother died in 1907, just after giving birth to her sixth child. So Jack raised his family as a single father. When the boys were 9 and 5, they rode by horseback from Guthrie, Oklahoma, which is where I have the pin, to Santa Fe, New Mexico. Then
that's very far. Oh, you can't see it, guys, but I just gave a shocked look. I was like, they had to cross, I'm assuming, Texas, because Texas is weird shaped. I didn't even know Texas was a state then.
I think it was still part of the Mexican territory at that time.
So that's extra dangerous.
New Mexico was definitely part of the Mexican territory at that time. That is a 1,300-mile trip one way by themselves at age 9 and 5.
Wow. It's like they had me for a parent.
Yeah.
These kids will be fine. To shove them up the chimney and send them across the plains of the U.S.
The boys weren't runaways, though. The trip was planned with their father's encouragement and support.
Well, like the fucking Boy Scouts from hell?
He wanted his boys to have the same toughness and adventures as he did while growing up.
Maybe Tom should have done this to David. Like, send him across the plains of America on a horse for
age 9
for 1,300 miles, because apparently the hikes he took didn't toughen him up enough.
I know. Jack, their father, had been breaking ranch horses since he was 15 years old and learned to capture wolves with only his bare hands.
Damn.
Uh-huh. This skill introduced him to Theodore Roosevelt during a wolf hunt in 1905, and the two remained good friends.
Well, I mean, yeah, if I met a guy who could wrestle a wolf to the ground with his bare hands, there's a guy I want to get to know.
And that's why his nickname was Catch 'em Alive.
Well, that's better than what I was
Uh-huh.
thinking.
Yep.
I like that better than what I was
It was
guessing.
Roosevelt who appointed Jack as a U.S. Marshal, the youngest ever. Jack's fortitude and sense of adventure was passed down to his boys, and they departed for the Mexico Territory on July 10th, 1909.
I'm guessing that back then the U.S. Marshals had very different training than what they
Yeah.
do now.
Mhm. The boys wanted to see the territory governor's newly built mansion. That's literally the only reason they were going to Santa Fe.
Okay. Was there not a train they could
Uh-uh.
take?
No train at that time.
What about like the Pony Express? Can you get on the carriage?
Well, the Pony Express is for mail, so no, you couldn't, because it wasn't like passenger. They
Oh.
only carried mail.
Oh. Well, you could mail kids back then. They
You
mailed
could mail
they
kids.
mailed kids all the time.
Bud was atop Sam, the horse that had been used by Roosevelt during that wolf hunting trip in Oklahoma, and Temp rode a horse named Geronimo.
I like Sam the horse better.
Their father, the kind-hearted man he was, limited them to riding only 35 miles each day.
What a gentleman.
Homesteaders along the trail were happy to feed and shelter the young adventurers.
It seems like a good way to get raped and murdered.
Oh, there weren't many details about the trip. It was a success, and the boys made it safely to Santa Fe.
Because you know who else was running around this place? Those people from my other story who murdered all the people on the trail.
Yep. On the way back, however, they took a different route and ran into some men in the cattle business, and I'm doing air quotes,
Uh-huh.
and spent the night at their cabin.
Bet you they did.
A few weeks later, after the boys got home, Jack got a letter from those men in the cattle business who were outlaws, explaining that if they ever saw Jack, they would not hesitate to shoot and kill him because he's a U.S. Marshal. But they really enjoyed hanging out with their boys during this day.
So, like, we'll let the kids live,
Uh-huh.
but you get the
Yep.
axe.
Yeah. If we ever see you, we're going to kill you. But your sons are pretty cool. And we had a good sleepover. And by all accounts, like, they didn't harm the boys.
Oh,
They
so
didn't-
like nothing, no
Nope.
weird
Nope.
Epstein stuff.
the boys had no idea that these
They
people
thought they were actual.
Mhm.
I also like though that these guys were like, we're gonna tell these kids who should not be on the plains by themselves that we're cattle ranchers, and we're definitely not robbing stagecoaches out here. Do you think it was the family that was murdering people in their cabin? Maybe
It could
was
have been.
them. I forget their names.
The something with a B, I think. I don't remember.
I have to look it up.
Back in Oklahoma, the boys began to plan their next journey. Jack was planning to go to New York City to meet up with Teddy Roosevelt there when he was returning from an overseas trip that had lasted more than a year, including time in Sweden to receive his Nobel Peace Prize.
What did he get a Nobel Peace? He's sending his kids out.
No,
into the...
Teddy Roosevelt got the Nobel Peace Prize.
Okay.
The boys also wanted to go to New York and meet Teddy, but they decided they wanted to travel by horse. This time,
The Bender family.
the Benders, yeah.
I just looked it up.
This time, the distance would be 2,500 miles, nearly double of their first journey.
Wait, so where were they going the second time?
New York City. And I have a map, but I'm going to warn you if you say anything else about what's on this map other than just looking at it.
So shut your pie hole, Nicole.
So you can see the New Mexico trip on there.
So are they on the dotted line or the solid line?
They
right
are
now?
on the whatever the lower line is.
Okay. The solid line.
The solid line. I think that's the one they're on. Their father would travel ahead as planned and meet them there, introduce them to Roosevelt, and show them the sights of the city.
How was he getting there?
He just took a train.
Parent of the year over here.
Here is a picture of them. I don't know which trip this was on, but that's Sam and Geronimo. That's the boys on top of Sam and Geronimo.
Are these real size horses or are these like ponies?
So they're like cattle horses, so they're not like thoroughbreds.
So they're shorter
They're
than like
smaller
your
than
average horse.
you'd think of like more stocky. They're not ponies, but
like also
they're
like
not like
I could
giant.
see over the back of this horse if I was standing,
Mhm.
probably.
They're working horses.
Were these kids like dwarves? They seem very tiny.
Well, they're 5 and 9. They were 5 and 9 when they went to New Mexico.
Oh.
Yeah. So that kid is really small because he's a kindergartner.
Because, yeah.
You have a kindergartner and a third grader there.
Also, where are their supplies?
I don't know.
Okay. Let me see.
This
Let me see
is
Father of the Year over
don't flip
here.
it over because I have another photo on the back, but that's them with their dad.
That kid looks like he's seen some shit.
Mm-hmm.
The younger one looks a little simple.
Yeah. And their dad's like, I don't know, probably 28 in that picture or something.
Oh, good Lord. He
know.
looks like he's like 45.
The newspapers heard about this trip to New York, and as the boys traveled between cities, they became famous.
So instead of CPS getting called on them, they became international stars.
Yep. Towns would throw parties as the boys were traveling through.
I mean, at least that might keep them safe.
Mm-hmm. And in Ohio, Wilbur Wright himself, inventor of the airplane, gave them a tour of his factory and let them sit in his airplane. These kids are like famous.
He should have flown them to New York.
They wanted to ride their horses, Nicole.
Did you make this story because you're secretly trying to tell me that horses are one of your favorite things? Message received.
No.
So now I know that you want to ride horses.
No, don't worry. The horses die later. They don't, but no, I don't want to go horseback riding. In Washington, D.C., President Taft hosted the boys and allowed them to sit in a cabinet meeting with him and speak on the floors of the House and the Senate.
Did he let the kids sit in his bathtub?
His giant bathtub? Maybe.
The kids have to be a little older because I imagine
so
it takes
now they're 10 and 6 now. They're 1 year older.
Because I imagine it has to take at least 6 months to ride a horse across the country.
I don't remember how long it took them. It was 2,500 miles. So, I mean, if you're going, 100 miles a day, that's 25 days. It didn't take them that long.
So I looked at what it would take for me to drive from the UP to pick up Peyton in Idaho.
It's like 3 days.
3 days of driving. And that's if I'm in a car going 55 to 60 miles an hour. I know a horse can't do that.
Yeah. I'm guessing it probably took them like 3 weeks to a month.
That seems like such a short time but a long time to be riding on a horse.
A few days before arriving in New York, the boys called from Baltimore to the hotel where Jack was staying. Temp had a tummy ache, and it worried Jack, who was later interviewed and said, quote, I was scared at first to let them take such a long trip, but I finally consented as I knew that if anybody's boys could do it, mine could. Last year, they rode to Mexico and back and mixed with cowboys, Indians, and outlaws, but nobody harmed them, end quote.
But for the grace of God, you dumb son of a bitch. I would never let Percy and Peyton do this. They could take Molly. I don't care.
Poor Molly. Although gruff, he really loved the boys. He wasn't like, he knew they could do it.
Well, I'm also thinking, so your kid has a tummy ache because he's been eating nothing but fucking beef jerky and jackrabbits for 3 weeks. And they're probably so goddamn bow-legged at this time from being on these horses nonstop. The calluses they probably have on their asses.
Oh, I do have how long it took in here. As they arrived in New York City after a month of travel, they had to fend off hordes of women wanting to kiss them.
The little boys?
Uh-huh. Something they also had to do throughout their journey as they passed from town to town. So women were just like, these are like superstars.
But they were like, oh, it's a cute little kid. I want to
Yes.
pinch their cheeks and
Yes.
kiss
Yeah,
them.
not like,
Slipping on the tongue.
no.
Okay.
But like kissing them on the cheek
like
to
a
say,
motherly.
yeah.
Like we're going to hopefully give them a bath and like a home cooked meal,
Mhm.
some vegetables,
Yeah. A green, perhaps.
maybe some citrus so they don't get scurvy.
The boys enjoyed the city, even getting to ride in an automobile with soft cushions, which were very important to temp. Because you've been on a horse for 30 days.
Yeah.
Your ass. When I ride my stationary bike for 20 minutes, the next day I'm like, ooh.
See, I also I think I might be planning our spring trip
Wrong.
in my mind already.
Eh.
There's horses. Actually,
No. I'm not going to Arizona. Sorry, Lisa, not happening.
we can ride the horses in Arizona and then go see the wild horses, which are very cool.
Do you think our horses will be jealous of the wild horses and want to join them?
I mean, Bob wanted to. Bob the horse saw a wild horse in the brush, which was significantly smaller than Bob, and Bob wanted to make a break for it, and I thought it would be funny, but I knew Lisa'd be mad. But I was like, go for it, Bob.
They've arrived in New York. They're just waiting for Roosevelt to get there now. Their dad's there. They're having a grand old time. Popular press interviews, fancy dinners, the whole 9 yards.
Chapped asses.
Chapped asses. When Roosevelt gets there, they are invited to join him and his Rough Riders in a ticker tape parade.
What are the Rough Riders?
That was his platoon or group or whatever, his cavalry unit in the war. And they were like famous.
Oh, so in my mind, I'm thinking like a posse of some
No.
ill repute.
No, it was his army guys or whatever who did a lot. I don't know, whatever. I don't remember.
What year was this again?
This is 1911.
So is this like World War One time?
Not quite.
Okay.
We're not there yet. I think we're just
toward
past like the Mexican American Spanish American War.
Okay.
Yeah, this is like 1910, 1911.
Okay.
At the time, it was the biggest ticker tape parade ever held.
Also, what the fuck is a ticker tape parade?
You're going to get a history lesson. Stock markets, you see the thing on the TV,
Okay.
the ticker.
It used to come spitting out as a sheet of paper.
Yes. But to get rid of it, they would just chop it up into like confetti, and everyone would throw it from their apartments like confetti, and that was a ticker tape parade.
Who would have cleaned that up?
The city workers, or they just left it.
I'm assuming there were small children sweeping
Yes,
the road.
there was small children. That's where the sweeps came.
That's what they did with all the chimney sweeps.
Yeah,
is
because they
start
didn't need them
sweeping.
anymore. They sent them over to New York, and they had to sweep up the ticker tape.
Them and their ball cancer.
Yeah. In this parade, the boys rode directly behind Roosevelt and in front of his Rough Riders.
I mean, I'm sure for kids that young, that's very exciting. I think it's also setting them up for an ill-conceived notion of what the rest of their life is going to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're going back to Oklahoma to your dad's cattle farm, I'm
Mhm.
assuming.
When all was said and done in New York, the boys decided not to ride their horses back to Oklahoma, opting to ship them via freight train. How do you think the boys got themselves back to Oklahoma?
I mean, hitchhiking isn't a thing then.
And that would be way too boring for them.
Did they learn to fly an airplane and fly the airplane back?
Not quite. The airplane was like 2 people at this point could fly airplanes. That was it. Instead, the boys bought a brush motor car for $485, which is $15,000 today,
Is this like a side-by-side?
practiced on the streets of New York City, and drove back by themselves.
So these kids drove what is essentially an early Model T
Uh-huh.
that I'm assuming runs on kerosene, water, and a hope and a prayer. Those wheels are solid rubber. There's no
Mhm.
air in them. And they're just like bouncing
Yeah.
across the plains.
Yeah, probably worse than the horse. Bud was 10 and Temp was 6. Together, they're like just old enough to drive.
Oh my God.
Bud did most of the driving, but Temp did drive part of the way.
Where'd they get $430?
They got it. Like people were giving them donations and stuff because of their fame.
I'm surprised Dad let him keep that.
Mm-hmm. At the
But
time,
he was also willing to let them drive this car back.
uh-huh.
Because I'm assuming there's not a highway system at this point.
At the time, there were only about 110 miles of paved roads in the entire United States, so most of it was on like horse trails.
So they're driving on 2 tracks.
Yeah, exactly. The next year, in 1911, the boys were challenged by some promoters to their greatest adventure: a ride from New York City to San Francisco.
Did they take the special trail?
I don't think so.
They didn't go to Donner's Pass?
No.
They're not tough enough? What the
Nope.
hell?
The promoter said if they made it within 60 days, they would receive $10,000 in prize money, which is $325,000
That's a lot
today.
of money.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm assuming they were like 12 and 7 at the time.
They're 11 and 7.
Yeah.
Because this is just so 1 year they're going to New Mexico, the next year they're going to New York, and now they're going from New York to San Francisco.
I'm also assuming like school isn't something
No.
there's no
No.
reading, writing, arithmetic.
Although they did this during the summer, so they may have gone to school in the school year.
Damn, Dad, that's like
Yeah.
strict. Also, that's a lot more fun than I ever had on holiday in the summer. So
The condition of this challenge was that they would not be allowed to sleep or eat indoors at any time, which just seems weird.
yeah,
But okay.
that's rude. Like if you stop and you can get a hotel room like once every 10 days, like
Mhm.
let them have a hot bath.
The boys made the 4,000-mile trip, again riding Sam and Geronimo, in 62 days, losing out on the prize money, but still setting a time record.
Also, they should have got the fucking money.
Mhm.
Also, I'm impressed those horses are still alive.
They would have made it on time, but their horses got loose when they were in the desert, costing them a few days of travel. Can you imagine? Like, you've ridden thousands and thousands of miles on these horses, and one day they're just like, "Trick, we're running away."
Their horses were Lana.
Yeah, exactly. Just when you
Also,
thought.
the horses are like, you know what? Fuck this noise.
The horses are like, "We don't want any more of
I
this."
am sick of this. Get some new horses. If
Mhm.
you have enough money for a car, you have enough money for a new horse.
Yep. Their fame, however, continued to grow as newspapers reported on their progress, and they raised enough money to buy an Indian motorcycle, that's the brand,
Mhm.
for about $250, which is $8,000 today. The motorcycle had a tandem seat with handlebars, so both boys could ride at the same time.
Okay, I thought it was going to be like a sidecar. Also, if you hit a bump, that kid is going
Mhm.
flying. We should get one of these and like you could drive me to Gino's on it.
Okay. Another challenge came in for the Abernathys, a motorcycle trip from Oklahoma back to New York. This time, their stepbrother Anton went with them, but I'm not sure how they managed 3 people on that 2-seater.
Well, just one on the handlebars, Kyla.
Probably. Maybe they had pegs.
You just stood the whole time.
Bud was 13 and Temp was 9. Again, they made it successfully. Afterwards, they took a train back to Oklahoma and their long-distance adventures came to an end. The boys traveled 12,000 miles back and forth across the United States before today's teenagers would have even a learner's permit.
That is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Was Dad mad that the kids were more famous
Oh,
than
no,
him at
he
this
loved
point?
it.
Okay.
Bud Abernathy would go on to become an attorney and a judge, and Temple became an oilman.
A self-taught attorney, I'm guessing?
No, he went to law school.
Okay.
That's the Abernathy boys.
World's worst father.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to let him run wild
Yeah.
with
12,000 miles before you're 13, 14 years old.
When you were growing up in Ontonagon, how far were you allowed to go from the house?
It wasn't 12,000 miles.
Like if I could ride my bike to a place, I guess I don't know if allowed was the term.
Yeah, but I
just
wouldn't have gone
went.
like more than a mile or two to like my friend's house.
Like I would like go running through the woods and stuff, but
Mhm.
like 12,000 miles, no.
Yeah.
And if I needed to go to Seattle, I got on a plane like a
Uh-huh.
normal person.
Yep. Yeah, there you go.
I mean, he's still a better parent.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everyone's a better parent than the Brobergs.
Yeah. Yeah, better parent
Because
than the Brobergs.
not only were his children not kidnapped, they were not kidnapped twice by the same person.
And they weren't sexually assaulted as far
Nope.
as we could tell by anybody.
No, I think by all accounts, everyone along the trail was super supportive. They never ran into any issues. People, gave them food and supplies.
But it also sounds like they had the mom group like looking
Mhm.
out for them, and some mom would have been like,
Yeah.
absolutely not. I'm gonna
Yeah.
pinch
They were
some
like, I
cheeks."
guess, America's boys at that time.
Yeah. But then he went to work at an oil field.
He became like an oil baron,
Oh,
like a corporate oilman,
okay, that
not
makes
a
more sense.
laborer. Yeah.
I was like,
He
that,
probably went to like business school or something.
well, I mean, I'm sure he had the money at
Mhm.
that point.
Yeah. So my childhood seems a little tame in comparison. I wasn't hanging out with Teddy Roosevelt in a ticker
No.
tape parade.
But I now have to up the ante for trips and what we're going to be doing.
I enjoy relaxing on trips. So
I think a nice horse ride is relaxing.
no, I can't. I'm going to get a doctor's note that says I can't.
No, because we'll be there and Lisa will be like, but Kyla, I already booked this horse riding. And you can't say no to
I
Lisa.
know. God damn it.
This is how
I'd be like, you did not, Lisa. Nicole did it under your name.
This is
Let's
how-
be real.
but this is how I get you. She goes, she said I had to say that to get you here.
And she pulls me aside later and she's like, I didn't want to go either.
But we have to do it because she's going to get mad if we don't. But we'll do that. We'll go play pickleball with her.
Oh, guys, I'm so good at sports.
Well, she's like a 4.5 out of 5.
It wouldn't matter if she was a 0.5. She would still cream me.
She was robbed of her
She
title.
was. I know.
It'll be 110 degrees, and we'll be out there playing pickleball,
Hungover.
hungover. And then I'm like, I want to go to the pool.
Yeah.
So if I should tell Lisa that the only way we're planning this trip is if she listens to Buzzed Baffled and finds.
And she answers we're going to leave us like a series of breadcrumbs, like a
like you
scavenger
have
hunt.
to answer a question. And this question is, what is the activity you're going to plan when we come out there? Horseback
No,
riding.
wrong.
And so she has to answer that in order for us to do it.
Lisa, you don't have to answer that because I'm not going to do it.
Yes, she will. She's easy to break.
No, no,
John, is she easy to break?
no. That's my bad. I'm moving on from this conversation. That's my shitty childhood and probably awesome childhood stories and shitty parents all around.
Yeah, but I still like this one better than the last one.
Yeah, I wanted to lighten it up a little bit.
I'm excited for my next story because it is the thing I am most excited about. And it's not murder and it's not sodomy.
Oh, your crows.
My crows.
Your corvids.
My corvids. So we may be at Beviamo when we record
Could be.
this. Or if I find my corvid wine, or James finds my corvid wine, more
Mhm.
likely, we'll still be here.
All right.
I'm so excited. To the next pour and the next plot twist. Finish your wine, Kyla.
It's all gone. Can't you see?
Moira wants you to drink up.
Shut up.
Okay, we have an addendum.
Yep. It just dawned on me that as we're sitting here wrapping things up, Nicole's earlier, whatever the hell she was talking about.
Oklahoma is the place
Yeah.
for me.
I'm like, what was she thinking? And it just dawned on me. She was singing the Green Acres theme song.
Which I did watch as a child at my grandma's house late at night. 'Cause it was on Nick at Night.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. Wasn't it Zsa Zsa Gabor?
It was her sister, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was her sister.
But we placed it.
Yeah, maybe it was Jaja. It was either her or her sister.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just popped in my head because I'm like, da, 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 da. And I'm sure our listeners picked up on that, with Nicole's tune singing. But yeah, this is your secret bonus track for those of you who hung on after the end.
I'm a songbird, guys.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.